What is going on, everyone? Welcome back, guys, to episode number 7 of our nostalgic gaming series. And in today's episode, guys, I'm going to be playing the classic Psychonauts, which was developed by Tim Schaffer at Double Fine Studios, I believe in 2005 or 2006, guys. And this is an open world kind of action adventure slash platforming game. There is actually a sequel in the works. I think it's going to be released hopefully this year or next year. I'm not exactly sure the date. I know they're working on it currently at Tim Schaffer is at Double Fine Studios. So yeah, guys, this game is a really amazing game. You basically play as a psychonaut his name is Raz, also known as Rasputin, and he's kind of like a kid that was sent away to summer camp. His family was like a bunch of circus freaks, I guess you could say. That's what they're called in the game, basically, by all the camp counselors and stuff. They make fun of him. And he's cursed, basically, he's kind of has a curse of water. He's really not able to go in water or anything throughout the game. There's like this hand that basically pulls him down. It's like a family curse. Everyone in his family's died from it, basically. But as you can see here, guys, throughout the game you'll be learning these various psychic abilities. In this example right here, I learned clairvoyance, which lets you see through the eyes of various enemies and basically any other enemies throughout the game. So you're able to use this to gain access to various gates and stuff, which is actually, I'm playing one of the characters in this game. His name's the Milkman. In this particular level, which is the Milkman Conspiracy, is my favorite one in the entire game, guys. It's absolutely great. It was perfectly executed. It's one of the most beautiful levels in a platforming video game, in my opinion. I just think Tim Schaffer's, his mind is truly amazing. This game features so many different minds that you're able to go through and explore, and each one has a different, unique soundtrack and variety of different enemies and stuff. Just all kind of cool things. Also, guys, throughout the game you'll have a mental health meter, which indicates Raz's available mental health, and there's also astral layers, and when these run out, Raz is booted from the mental world back into the real world. So you have this little door that you throw on people's heads, and then you're able to kind of go inside their minds and explore their psyche and resolve their problems for them, and then progress throughout the game. So it's really a creative game. Nothing has been done like this before, guys, so I highly recommend you go and check this game out. It's one of my top 10 video game platformers of all time. It's definitely on that list because it's just so unique. And I don't know, I've always been a fan of Tim Schaffer. He also made Grim Fandango, if you guys are familiar with that game. Brutal Legend, which features Jack Black. I'm trying to think of... There was also a game he made a few years ago. It's like with Russian nesting dolls. I can't remember the exact name, but it's really cool. There's also a Psy Cadet rank, so throughout the game, you'll see it throughout this gameplay actually on the Milkman Conspiracy level. I will rank up as I collect these figments, which are kind of like holographic markers. You collect these throughout each of the levels. They're kind of like the gems in Spyro. And then also, guys, throughout the game, you're able to collect various things, such as these vaults, which showcase kind of like the main, whoever's mind you're in, it showcases their life story, pretty much. You'll see an example of this later on in this gameplay, guys. And then there's also various abilities and kind of like weapons you're able to purchase from the camp store. Raz was basically sent to this camp, which is a Psychonauts summer camp, where he wanted to go away and basically learn all these psychic abilities. He kind of ran away from home, and so yeah, this game is just, the story is amazing, guys. It's really intricate. There's all kind of things that you have to collect throughout the game. Let me go through here and take a look. There's also Dream Fluff, which is a condensed form of positive mental health, and you have to also collect these little, if you take some damage, you're able to collect some health to replenish your meters. And there's just so many different things to talk about, guys, in this short little episode here. I know it's only a 15-minute nostalgic gaming series episode, but I like to keep these videos quick for you guys. Eventually, I kind of, there's a few things I'm looking forward to in Psychonauts 2. I hope they stick to the original form of this game and kind of feature the similar collectibles and stuff. Kind of like how, what's it called? What's that one gaming company? Sanzaru Games. How when they took over the Sly series from Sucker Punch, how they they had like the clue bottles and similar gameplay mechanics implemented, just like how Sucker Punch did. So hopefully, however the second game, Psychonauts 2, picks off, I hope they implement similar gameplay mechanics like this game, because it was absolutely fantastic. Let's see, a few of the other abilities you learn in this game, guys, include pyrokinesis, which is of course setting things on fire, one of my favorites. Also telekinesis, the ability to pick up objects and move them with your mental abilities. Invisibility, marksmanship, you're able to shoot this like psi blast. It's kind of like a blaster out of your forehead. It's pretty freaking sweet. So let's see, also levitation. As you can see here, I'm floating on this little ball hovering around, and you could use this in various instances throughout the game. There's also a shield, which you saw in the beginning when I was fighting the Lungfish's boss, which was, his name was, I think it's Kochara or whatever. It's when Raz goes into the Lungfish's mind, and he basically has to battle Kochara, or I don't know how you pronounce the name of the enemy, but it's really cool. It's kind of like a Godzilla level when you're in this city and you're a super ginormous beast. It's just really awesome, guys. And there's also power upgrades you could do, like the Palm Mega Bomb. When you jump in the air, press square. There's a Chain Blast, Wrecking Ball, Thermal Detonator, Offensive Shield, and just a bunch of others, guys, that you could obtain in this game. There's also, I already mentioned arrowheads. If you're in the main campsite in the game, guys, you're able to collect these things called deep arrowheads, where you kind of pull them out from the ground, and it's really unique. One thing I wish I purchased was a mental cobweb duster, because throughout the game you'll notice when you enter people's minds there's going to be these barriers. They're kind of purplish. You'll see them in this video, and you have to use this mental cobweb duster to kind of collect them and open up that part of the level to gain access to that part, so it just clears out the way. So that's one thing you could purchase at the camp store. And throughout the real world, there's also scavenger hunt items, such as these like eyeballs, coins, and all these weird things that you could collect. I think I collected them all in a few other save files on my PS2, which is what I'm playing this on right now. This game also came out for the original Xbox, and I think the PC, it was available on Steam several years ago. Oh, here's one of those vaults, guys, those mental vaults, where you can access the main character's memories here, kind of like their life story. It's pretty funny. Yeah, I mentioned the figments, the collectibles. There's also these different types of baggage. It's called emotional baggage that everyone carries in their mental levels. So, yeah, you have to find these mental baggage tags. Here's one of them right here. That's a duffel bag. So you're going to have to locate a duffel bag tag within the level and then return to that. And that's just another collectible, another thing that's a part of the Psychonauts universe. So, yeah, guys, I talked about the storyline a little bit, how he was sent off. His family was a bunch of circus people. His dad was a butcher. He's kind of abusive. Later on, you'll enter his Rasputin's mind, and as well as his father, you're going to battle him and basically reclaim all of that stuff and defeat him. So, yeah, it's really cool, guys. You have to definitely, I highly recommend checking this game out if you have never heard of Psychonauts. One of my all-time favorite platformers for the PlayStation 2 era and Xbox, original Xbox. And let's see. Another thing I could talk about is the different characters. There's also Lily, I think her name is Lily Zanotto, and she's basically Rasputin's Raz's main love interest in the game. There's also Ford Cruller. You're able to access him. He's kind of like your mentor and your guidance counselor. There's this little piece of bacon that you carry in your weapon wheel, and whenever you go into the world, like into a mental world, you're able to select the piece of bacon, the bacon strip, and access Ford Crawler. He'll give you some real-time like guidance on what you should do if you're stuck in a level or something. So it's a really cool thing. It's kind of funny how he loves bacon so much, and that's like one of the main things where you can access him. So also when you're in the main campsite, guys, you can also travel on this like underground railway system and go to different parts. So it's really cool. It's kind of hard to locate. It's in a tree stump. The main villain in the game is Coach Maury Oleander. He's kind of like this coach that kind of goes crazy, and he gets real greedy and wants to dominate the world. So it's another world domination type scenario in this game that we have to defeat him and everything. So yeah, the Milkman conspiracy level definitely is my favorite in the entire game, guys. I don't know why, I love how it's all sideways and all over the place, just so cool. Another character is Sasha 9, and he's a world famous super agent. He's very logical, and he's always trying to like basically uncover mysteries of the human psyche through science. So he has a device called the Brain Tumbler, which you use in the beginning of the game basically with Raz, and try to go inside her mind and see what's really going on. So it's really cool. Mila Vodello, she's another camp counselor. She's really powerful, and she basically taught us the levitation, so how we're able to float on that ball and use L1 to kind of glide in the air like Spyro. And then the enemies in the game are called sensors, and they're kind of like short guys that have kind of like a business attire outfit. They're really easy to, you just have to press square to basically hit them in the face and bitch slap them out of the way. And then there's a little bit stronger enemies in the game as well, such as the strong arm sensors. They have the big no-no symbols on their fists. It's really funny. And then there's also personal demons, which explode if you want to punch them. They're really dangerous too. And by the way, guys, that hand that Rasputin, whenever he falls into water, there's like this hand that appears that tries to grab him. I mentioned it earlier. It's called the Hand of Galocchio, I think. It says that I'm basically reading from the manual, guys, from the game. It says this evil claw of water is a phenomenon only Raz and his family can see. Long ago, they were all cursed by the rival circus family, the Galocchios, cursed to die in the water, every one of them. So whenever a deep body of water is nearby, Raz gets understandably freaked out. He's literally gripped with fear, sometimes even paralyzed and pulled under. So do not take Raz swimming, that's what it says. Alright, so that's really cool, guys. So that's basically a brief rundown on Psychonauts. And the rest of this gameplay, I'm just pretty much going around here. Also, you'll notice these really weird camera angles. That's one thing. I guess that's the only complaint I have in the game, is these strange camera angles in some of the levels. So, that's one thing you're going to have to look out for when you're playing the game, is just kind of adjust your camera accordingly to each level. Yeah, I can't remember if there's a setting that you could change to kind of fix it, like make it go from passive to active. I don't know. I guess that's something you guys could look into. Let's see, is there anything else I can mention? Oh, I know one thing I can mention about Psychonauts 2 is that if you guys want to go on YouTube and type it in, there is several gameplays from kind of like demos of the game so far. And yeah, so Tim Schaffer, he already is working on the actual game with Double Fine Studios, and I think they're going to release it probably within a year or two, depending on like all the issues they have in the development process or whatever. And oh, by the way, guys, as you can see here, we collected that little helmet and restored our astral projection, so you could also do that in the game. But back to what I was saying, there's several gameplays up right now. I think he has the first level up, as well as a few other gameplay segments or gameplay clips that you could check out. So I highly recommend you go check those out. So far it looks very similar to this game, although the graphics are highly improved, of course, because, you know, next gen consoles and stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say about that, guys. I'm just super excited for the game. I hope you guys all are too. And let me know your favorite Psychonauts memory in the comments section down below. And back to what I wanted to mention here. In this little clip here, you saw that I had to enter in the code to this door wrong. And then I'm going to be able to use this clairvoyant by pressing L2, the ability, to see what that guy entered for the password for this special building. Which is where we're going to enter in now. So there we go, we're going to enter in the code, and we'll basically gain access to this. So that's another example, guys, of using our mental abilities, our psychic abilities in this game to progress through the levels, which is really cool. Oh, by the way, here's that little doorway over there with the purple haze on the door. We have to use the mental cobweb duster. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this episode, and stay tuned for more content coming soon on my channel. And have a great day, everyone.